The 49er shops, a lot of people don't know what that is, so I normally say the bookstore services and more. I myself, I'm an alumni of Cal State Long Beach. I graduated in 2011, and I just very much enjoyed this environment I'm so grateful I was able to stay on and work on campus. You can go ahead and go to the next slide.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and then if you can go ahead to the next slide as well.
Okay.
All right, so who are the 49er shops? We were founded in 1953. We're called the 49er shops because the campus, I believe, was founded in 1949, and we just kept that name. We're the essential resource for campus, gear, and more, and we are a nonprofit organization. So out of the 23 CSUs, we're 1 in 5 remaining, where we are nonprofit. And that means that, you know, more money goes to campus, our profits go to campus versus investors like Mark Cuban or Mr. Wonderful or any of those Shark Tank folks. Next slide. And then just some of our locations. So as I mentioned before, we're the bookstore services. We're a bunch of convenience stores on campus. We have the art store, some dining locations such as the Nugget Pub and Grill, the Outpost. Our residential dinings are also run by the shops. And then we also have our beach on Second Street. Now, for the most part of this presentation, I'll talk about some things that the bookstore does. The first one, the biggest thing is we call ourselves still a bookstore, is textbooks. So, you know, in high school, students, I'm trying to remember when I was in high school, but the books were provided for us. But then I remember when I came into on college, I was a freshman and I was like, what do I even do? How do I even shop? So we try to provide the most options for students as possible. You know, we carry new textbooks, used textbooks, rentals, loose leaves, course packs, digital. If there's a cost-saving alternative that we could bring in for students, we'll try to bring that in for students. Our website, where students can go shop for textbooks, it's an automatic textbook shopping comparison website. So we'll show students prices from the bookstore, from Amazon, if there's a digital available, from Chegg. And, you know, once in a while I get a question of, why would you guys do that? Why would you guys show other prices? And it gives me this opportunity to tell students that, hey, we're not for profit. We do care about student prices. If we don't have the best price, we'll show you who does have the best price. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about textbooks is our Day One Digital Access program. Essentially, the textbook, instructors enroll their class in Day One Digital Access. So it means that the textbook is going to be available through their Beachboard, Canvas, Blackboard, whatever our campus learning management system is. On the first day of classes, all students get free access to the digital textbook, whether they purchased it or not yet. And then there are significant savings from the print textbooks. It's an average savings of about 40% if you're going with digital versus print. And then essentially students have until the add drop to opt out, which is about 2 weeks. And then they get charged to the student account for any student who stays opted in. So we're seeing a real increase in this, about 33% of classes now that instructors have a textbook. They've signed up for Day One Digital Access because they want, you know, that immediate access for their students. Then if ever, since there is that free 2-week period, you know, like there's students who may still prefer a print textbook, they can always opt out or wait until they get that book, however long shipping takes, usually 2 weeks, and then they can opt out once, as long as before the opt out. And then we also sell a lot of beach gear, whether, you know, it's a CSUOB logo, t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, accessories. We sell it all in store. Our second floor is where we keep all our clearance items and also our beach family items. I am not a dad, but every time a new dad design comes out, I buy the dad ones, the seashell dad ones. We also have a store off campus, Beach on 2nd Street. If you're ever visiting, 2nd Street is a place where we have a lot of dining locations, and we do have that option as well if you're ever shopping. And then our Instagram account, 49er Shops, that's where we have, special sales and stuff. Like we'll have a sidewalk sale where it's like $19.99 for a sweatshirt type of thing. We have special promos on there. So I suggest you guys follow it if you are interested in learning about those deals and discounts and promos. So we also have a computer store. We sell a lot of Apple. Students love MacBooks and Apple, so we sell a lot of MacBooks. It is also educational pricing. So if you went to the Apple store and it was $900, it's going to be the same $900 on campus. The only difference is you support your campus if you buy it from us versus Apple gets all the $900 and a little bit comes back to campus. We also have Dell laptops for those who aren't Mac people. I myself am a PC person, so I would go with Dell. And then we sell a bunch of accessories as well. Like once a year when I was a student, I would lose my headphones and then I would just have to buy a new headphone or something like that. And then our ID card services is also located inside the store. It's on the 2nd floor. This is where students go to get their ID. Now, we have set up like an online photo submission, and this has been such a popular thing. When students get admitted to the university, they're going to get an email from us saying, hey, you could submit your photo online. They prefer it that way too. Our cameras in store aren't the best, and I've learned a lot that students really want to upload their own photo and choose their own photo. An additional thing is, so what our campus cash called Beach Bucks, which is essentially money on the ID card. Students can add money to this. Parents can also add money to this. We have a lot of locations. We have locations off campus and also on campus you can use this for. So a lot of the times this is for the print labs where, oh, I need to print out my homework. Let me go to one of the print labs on campus. What a lot of students don't actually know is that if you're paying with Beach Bucks, then the food becomes tax-free. So there's an additional savings of 10%. And I do this all the time where it's like, oh, I'm just gonna, add money to my Beach Bucks so I could get 10% off. So that's just a little a tip for any student or parent. And then we also have, it's called our Campus Print and Design. It's essentially just like a FedEx Kinko's or like a UPS thing where we do a lot of self-service or full-service printing, posters, large format prints, photos, buttons, stickers, business cards, graphic design. We also have shipping services available. It does get popular around December time, our shipping services where students are shipping things back home for Christmas time. And then on our 2nd floor, we've partnered with LBS Financial Credit Union. It's just another option for students who are interested in, opening up a checkings account or savings account. They do have a promo, a free $50 gift card for joining. A lot of students do sign up, so this is just another option for them. And then, so this is an old coupon, but old coupon flyer. But when students get admitted to Long Beach and then they go through our orientation, which is called SOAR, we do hand out these flyers to students so that, it's their, it's their first time on campus or whatever, and they want to buy something, we're offering them discounts and such. And I'll talk a little bit about our dining services, convenience stores. There's not really much to say except, these are the locations on these are our locations on campus. I will give a shout out to the caffeine lab. So I It's not a Starbucks. However, we do serve Starbucks drinks. And then the Nugget Pub and Grill, which is right next to the bookstore, they also started serving Starbucks drinks as well. So I stopped going to the caffeine lab at the library, and I would just go to our Nugget Grill and Pub. And then we do have, if you're ever on our website, shopthebeach.com is our website. You can also scan the QR code, but we have, ever since COVID, we kind of centralized, like, places would close down. We didn't know what places we were going to open up where to eat. And this website is just essentially where to shop and eat. It's a web page, a list of locations and their hours. It's a centralized location. So I don't know if you want to scan that QR code, or if you ever visit any of the 49er Shops web pages, there's going to be a little thing like, we're trying to stay healthy. To keep up with our hours, click on where to shop and eat. And it's going to go to that site with a central location of places that are open for hours. And we've also partnered with Grubhub. I use this every single day. Instead of waiting in a long line, I downloaded Grubhub. We kept prices the same. I know, I'm not sure if most of you know, Grubhub charges a percentage, but we kept our prices the same. So it's a way to beat the line. It's a way, I don't want to stand in line. You can always do the order pickup on Grubhub. And then it also takes beach bucks. So you could see the savings right there. Oh, when you add it to cart, it's going to show the tax. But if you do beach bucks and you check out, it's going to take off the tax. And then one of the things I wanted to mention is our residential dining. So we have a commuter meal plan. For most students staying in the residential housing, they'll buy a meal plan, but we've also offered a commuter meal plan for those who don't live on campus. And it's essentially 40 meals. It's right now, I believe it's $350. So if you map that out, it gets just under $9, I think $8.75. So it's very much discounted, or it's discounted from the regular prices. I think breakfast starts at like 9, lunch at like 10 or 11, and dinner at 12 or 13. So it's discounted. The really cool thing about this is, as long as the student is still a student, they can use their 40 meals up until they graduate. So it's not just for 1 year. They can, they can do 10 their freshman year, 10 sophomore, 10, it just goes on. It is a very popular option. I do see a lot of students, after they finish the 40 meals, they reload it again and buy more. So I just wanted to mention this. And then we also hire. 49er Shops is very big. We have the bookstore services, we have dining services, and then we also have residential dining. We're always looking for students who can work. We always have students graduating, hence we always need these students to work. You can go to that QR code, or if you go to 49ershops.com, there is an employment navigation app on there. And if you go to that, it's going to list all the open positions we have open. So thank you very much. And I guess I will leave it for if there's something I missed, or if you have a question, please feel free to ask.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rico. So I'd like to open the floor now to any questions that we may have. You can go ahead and drop them in the chat, or you can just raise your hand and we can answer those for you. We do already have a couple questions from parents. One of the questions asked was, are you guys hiring as of right now?
I believe there are some open positions right now. The most times we hire, generally we try to hire before the semester starts. And then once we get those, big batch, then we generally have our schedule already for that semester. Then after the semester ends, that's usually when students' availability changes. And then we have to, we need 10 people now, or we need this coverage. And then that's when we generally put the job applications for whichever department. the best month. Sorry, I don't know if you're.
No, go ahead. Before that question, there was somebody said their daughter applied, but they never heard back.
I would suggest that they reach out to the HR department. I believe when you apply, you get a confirmation email and there should be like a contact information in there. So I suggest they reach out to the HR department to see where it's at. I know a lot of managers are in different places when they're hiring. So it may be that.
What is the best month to apply for jobs?
The best month. It depends really, just because every semester our coverage changes, our coverage needs changes. We do a lot of hiring over the summer. So I would say if they are looking for a job, we generally do the job postings either June or July for the most part. And then we have to filter through all those job applications, and we generally try to start at least like 2 weeks before classes start or a month before classes start. We try to get them in August so we could do some training before back to school starts.
And then the next question we got, is there a different link for student job openings? All of the ones on the QR say non-student.
Did it lead by chance to like a ADP looking website? Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at it. So it looks like right now, it does look like we don't have any student positions open. All those are filled. I would say after the semester ends, like some students after the semester ends, they go home for the summer, and then we may need some student coverage. So it's just really depends when those different locations are open.
And then another parent was asking, would we discuss any other campus employment options outside of retail and dining? This Zoom is really just focused on retail and dining. Rico, do you have anything to speak on other campus opportunities?
I believe, yeah, this one is just focused on the 49er shops locations. We also sort of fall under affiliate with ASI, so I know they also hire, but I can't really answer their questions. And then for campus, I believe it's the general campus website, but I wouldn't be able to answer any questions on this, just the 49er shops.
Yeah, I would say though too, as a student myself, if your student is not finding jobs with 49er shops, ASI is also a great opportunity to look for on-campus jobs. And I'll post the link in a minute in the chat, but that would just be CSULB ASI jobs, and you can find more postings there as well. So which job would you recommend for a student that has no work experience?
It depends. Sorry, I remember at least when I was a student, it's like, how can I get a job with no experience? The good thing about us is we understand that students don't have experience. So the one thing I look for is availability. If they're going to be able to fit that coverage, I will take a student who has better availability and no experience, because we know students may have no experience. So we're here to train students, job skills or whatnot. So we don't always, at least for me, I can't really speak to the other managers. For me and some I know, we do look at availability over work experience, because I know students aren't going to have. And I like seeing a student from, their first phone call where they don't really know how to do a phone call with a vendor to, 4 years later and they're speaking more professionally. So I don't know if that really answered that question, but I'm hoping it sort of did.
And then thank you, Rico. Another question we just got was, what is the maximum amount of time that students can work during the school year as well as summer?
So each department has different coverage needs, but as a general, the most we can give students is 29 hours. And then for the 49er shops, we do have a rule that students have to work a minimum of 12 hours per week.
Thank you. And then another parent, we got this question last time too, is how much do the 49er shops pay?
So we do minimum wage. And then if, student becomes a clerical or a lead, I believe it's 50 cent or $1 bucks. But we do start at minimum wage to start off.
Thank you. Okay, so another parent was asking about job postings at the end of the semester. What job opens typically open up around that time? Like, is it more at the bookstore or is it?
Yeah, it it depends. When we have like a good amount of students go home, and let's say like our clothing and gift department need to hire on students, it's gonna all be in that hub, in that shopthebeach.com and then the employment hub. But
Cool.
most students, what we found is that most students don't start in the summer. They start like a month before classes start. If your student is looking for a job right away, yeah, unfortunately, I think we try to bring in before school starts, but I don't know for us particularly, the bookstore, we are looking right when it ends. It just depends how many students end up going home for the summer or that type of thing, or schedules change, or how many we have students graduate.
Thank you. And then another question that we got through email was whether there's virtual opportunities available for work.
Unfortunately, not for our students.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Rico. So it looks like we've gotten to most of our questions, but I want to give everybody time if anybody has some. Oh, we just got one on the beach bucks, Rico. It said, can you explain beach bucks in a little bit more detail?
Yes, well, I'm wondering if you could be more specific, but Beach Bucks is our campus cash, or it's money on the ID card. So usually students only need money on their ID card if they need to use one of the print labs on campus. Or that's the main reason students use Beach Bucks for. Oh, I need to print out my homework, and most of our printers aren't by credit card, it's by Beach Bucks campus cash. What's your answer? We also accept beach bucks at a lot of our dining locations, and it's tax free if you're using beach bucks. I'm hoping that answered that, but if you had a more specific question, we'll see it comes up.
And then Rico, just as a student myself, I think in the beginning I was kind of confused about how you add money to those beach bucks. Can you maybe explain a little bit more in detail how to do that?
Oh, yes. So at the there's two ways to add money. The first one is we actually have machines by these printers. And you swipe your machine, it asks you, do you want to put in cash or credit card? It's gonna ask you like a step thing. So that one is pretty easy. You can also do it online. I don't know. Do you have a web browser open? Can you go to like beachid.com or shopthebeach.com?
Beachid.com?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. Okay, I'm gonna share that now. Can you see that?
Yes. Cool. Now, if you scroll down and then go ahead, and on the left, it says deposit funds. Scroll down. And then this is going to have instructions how to, but if you click deposit on, if you do the deposit online, so this is the other way from the machines, you can deposit online. So if you click that, it's going to take you to another site. Now, I always forget my password, so I always just underneath, there's a make a guest deposit. Go ahead.
Right here.
Yes, yeah. So you would go ahead and put my last name, Ovalles. And then my ID card is 005 643 064. contribute. So beach club is what it used to be called. We're trying to get it updated, but you could put the amount and then payment method, credit card, and then if you scroll down and then just click next. And then it's gonna ask for credit information. So a lot of people, you know, if you walk in, you're just going to the printer, that's one way, and then this is the other way to do it.
So then parents can also add funds to their students as long as they have their ID number? Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, we get some parents who love this because instead of giving their students money, which they don't know if they'll spend it on, you know, like beer or something, but there's there's only the dining locations on campus and the convenience stores on campus. So.
Well, okay. So I'm going to open the floor up to any last minute questions we have, but it looks like we got to all our questions today, Rico. And then I just also want to introduce new student family programs a little bit more. So like I said, we host these fireside chats about twice a month with other campus partners to learn all about campus resources here for your student. And these videos, we post them onto the Beach Family portal. So that's what I have here on the screen right now. So I really highly recommend that you join the Beach Family portal if you haven't already, because that's where we'll post information on news and these videos and any resources that your student can really utilize to excel at the beach. And then finally, we are a learning institution and we're always trying to improve. So we ask that you please fill out this evaluation and just let us know how we're doing it with getting information to you and your student. And we really appreciate your attendance today. And as always, go beach. And before we end our session today, Rico, would you like to leave these families with anything else?
If you guys ever have any follow-up questions, you could visit shopthebeach.com. It's putting it in the chat, or you could feel free to reach out to me. I'm putting that in there as well.
Well, thank you so much, Rico, and thank you for everyone who joined us today. We'll see you at our next Fireside Chat.